In this lecture, I am discussing the second model question paper. The model paper that I had provided you earlier was this one. Very similar to the first model question paper, this also contains the same number of questions, 10 main questions, and each question is subdivided into 3 or 4 sub questions. Let me explain in brief on how to write the answers for these questions. Here you are observing that the question number 1a, it is on the model number 1. You have to explain the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle along with the statement and mention the physical significance. So there are 3 parts: statement, explanation, and physical significance. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle statement is that it is impossible for simultaneous and accurate measurement of momentum and position of a particle. I have made it short. This is the statement, and it is explained in brief in terms of the uncertainty in momentum and in uncertainty in position. Since they are the interdependent quantities, they have been taken as an example, and this principle can be extended to few other physical quantities like energy time relation and angular momentum and angular displacement. So this is the explanation required for awarding, for example, 3 marks. Statement will be for 1 mark. Physical significance of the Heisenberg's principle, that uncertainty principle, is that one must expect the most probable value but not the most accurate value. That is the physical significance that should be mentioned. And in question number 1b, derivation of time independent Schrodinger's equation, that is for one dimensional matter wave. It is for 10 marks. So starting with especially this equation, psi is equal to psi naught e power minus I omega t minus kx. You have to derive the expression. This should be differentiated twice with respect to t, so that you will get minus omega square psi, and you have to take a classical equation d square y by dx square, where v is the velocity of a classical wave, let us say like a sound wave, and y is the displacement. So this classical equation is taken in analogous to this particular equation. D square psi by dx square is taken, y is replaced by psi, that's the wave function. And d square psi by dt square is derived, that will be substituted, and so that you will get the expression for 1 by lambda square. You will take the expression for Ek, that is kinetic energy, which is expressed in terms of h square by 2ml lambda square. 1 by lambda square is substituted, and then you will get the expression for Ek. And total energy, Ek plus V, that is V is potential energy. And on substituting Ek, you will simplify to get the expression for Schrodinger's equation. This completes the derivation. You have to write this much answer for this particular question. And the problem, gamma ray photon of energy of the photon is given. Surface of aluminum foil scatters at an angle of 45 degree. Angle of scattering is given. Calculate the wavelength and energy of the scattered photon. So on seeing this problem, you have to understand that it is related to Compton scattering, and Compton equation is required to solve this problem. This problem was already solved during the earlier online classes. Assumptions of quantum theory of black body radiation. This is very important. We have observed earlier that the students write the assumptions of quantum free electron theory without reading the question properly. It is the quantum theory of black body radiation, not the quantum theory of electrons. So that you should be careful while writing your answers. And state the Planck's law. Statement of Planck's law and assumptions related to that are required. So 3-4 assumptions are there, you have to mention them and write the equation along with the explanation of each symbol. Don't simply write the equation, leave it. You have to explain every symbol after writing the equation. Only then there will be completeness for the answer. Photoelectric effect definition and explanation of experimentally observed facts along with the Einstein's theory and physical significance. For 5 marks, these many informations. Question is very abstract, you can understand everything, and you are finding that photoelectric effect definition is given here. When a metal surface is illuminated with light of suitable frequency, it emits electrons. This is the photoelectric effect. Experimental observations have to be listed out, and then you have to write the Einstein's theory, especially related to this equation. According to Einstein's theory, when a photon is provided to a system, the specimen or an electron of the specimen absorbs that photon completely. Part of the absorbed energy is utilized in terms of the work function, and only the remaining part will be associated with it in the form of kinetic energy, that is EM. So you can observe here, phi is the work function and EM is the kinetic energy associated with the electron. If the supplied energy is smaller than the work function of the material, then there will be no emission of electrons from the photoemissive substance. That is the Einstein's theory. You have to describe it in brief. Physical significance is that it is, the photoelectric effect is signifying the particle nature of a radiation, like light, for example. And in this question, derivation of de Broglie wavelength of electron is required. Lambda equal to h by mv, and on simplifying means you take the expression for kinetic energy of electron E equal to half mv square, and you will simplify it to get the expression for me by multiplying m on both sides. So the equations are shifted to this side. You will take 2me equal to m square v square, so that mv becomes square root of 2me. That will be substituted in this equation. So you will get the required expression. H and m are constants whose values are substituted in order to get the final expression. 12.24 angstrom divided by square root of v. Here it is capital V is the potential difference, accelerating potential required for accelerating an electron in order to have the wavelength lambda. And in this problem, an electron is confined to move between two rigid walls. That means it is related to eigen value equation, so that E is equal to n square h square by 8 m square is required. In addition to that, you have to estimate the de Broglie wavelength, or de Broglie equation is also required. This one, lambda equal to h by p1, lambda equal to h by p, that is the basic equation. For the ground state we have taken lambda naught, and for first excited state it is taken to be lambda 1. That's all. You calculate the energy first. For the ground state it is n is 1, therefore only h by h square by 8 m square is expression, using which you will get the answer on substituting h, m and a values, and find out the required results. And in module number 2, derive the expression for electrical conductivity in a metal based on Drude-Lorentz theory. You have to derive the expression along, means by using this diagram. Do not forget to write this diagram, although it is simple. It is having the significance, physical significance, because you are talking about length of a conductor and area of cross section, etc. in the derivation. If you do not show diagrammatically, it will be incomplete. Therefore, diagram is essential, and taking the Newton's second law and F equal to QE. Q means charge. Here I have taken it as E for the electron, Small e is the charge of electron, capital E is the electric field is applied, so that F is equal to EE, F equal to ME according to Newton's second law. So they are equated and simplified, and you will get the expression finally J equal to sigma E and J equal to sigma equal to Ne square tau by M. You have to derive the expression for sigma equal to Ne square tau by M as per the requirement of this particular question, and explain temperature and impurity dependence of resistivity of a normal conductor. For normal conductor, it is not for superconductor, you remember, because while writing the answer it should be clearly understood. Question should be clearly understood, because in the class we have discussed the electrical resistivity of normal conductor, superconductor, intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. This question requires only the resistivity and temperature relation only for the normal conductor. So this diagram is required, rho versus T diagram, and then description on that particular why this resistivity decreases with decreasing temperature or increases with increasing temperature, why resistivity can go down to zero in a pure metal, why not in impure metal. All those things should be addressed in this explanation. And finally, Matheson rule. Do not forget to write the Matheson rule. That is also essential while describing the resistivity temperature relation in graphical way. So this equation is essential in the answer. Explain the temperature dependence of resistivity in superconductors. Now this is the question only specific to superconductor. You have to explain the rho versus T. Here rho, symbol rho is missing. You have to write the symbol rho on y-axis and temperature on the x-axis. Superconducting phase, normal conducting phase. And then you have to explain briefly about the temperature dependence of electrical resistivity. This is for 5 marks. 1 mark for diagram, 4 mark for explanation. A simple problem is given here. A superconducting tin has a critical temperature of 3.7 Kelvin in zero magnetic field. That means it is H naught. 3.7 K in zero magnetic field, it is H naught, and a critical field of 0.0306 Tesla. This is actually H naught. At 0 degree Kelvin, this is the magnetic field. Critical magnetic temperature 3.7 degree Kelvin, that is Tc. Okay, this is not Hc, it is Tc. H naught is given, Tc is given. But to find Hc, that is critical magnetic field at a specific temperature, that is 2 degree Kelvin. Here formula is well known. Substitute the values and find the answer. And here I have to tell you one very important point, that while solving a problem, you cannot simply write the equation and directly the answer. You have to write the equation, substitute the values, and then write the final answer. Okay, that is essential in the examinations. Assumptions of classical free electron theory, in the other model question paper also I have discussed the same, I think. No, in that it was the failures of classical free electron theory. Assumptions are to be written here. The 3 important assumptions made in the classical free electron theory are Drude-Lorentz theory. You explain them in brief. That is for 5 marks. Only assumptions are essential. Explain Meissner effect in superconductors. Explain means you have to demonstrate experimentally how Meissner effect is happened in a superconductor and what is the reason for the Meissner effect. So those things should be explained. although it is for 5 marks. Sometimes we may ask the same question for 6, 7, 8 marks also, but the answer remains the same. You have to write the phenomenon, you have to explain the demonstration, means by taking a superconductor and a primary and secondary coil, you have to explain how the magnetic lines of force are expelled by the material. That is the Meissner effect. And then describe temperature dependence of resistivity of extrinsic semiconductor. This is the same question which we observed in the model question paper 1, so need not discuss it again. This is the problem for calculating the Fermi energy if metal has the atomic weight 108, density is given. Metal at temperature 0 degree Kelvin has density. That means you can use the equation of Fermi energy at 0 degree Kelvin. So using this equation you will get the answer. You can express the answer Fermi energy in electron. It is essential to express the final answer in electron volt. If you write the answer only in joule, you will lose 1 mark, because you need to write the final answer in electron volt. In this module 3, question number 5a, determine atomic packing factor of simple cube, BCC and FCC structures. So for the 3, so APF equation you have to write in mathematical form, and along with the diagrams you have to explain and derive the expression for the atomic packing factor. In all the 3 cases, diagrams are required. Some students do not write the equations. That will lead to loss of 3 marks. So that do not forget to write them. And calculate the APF of all the 3 cases. Types of polarization. You know that there are 4 types. 8 marks is awarded for this. 2 marks for each type of polarization. Electronic polarization, with the diagram try to explain, and ionic polarization, and finally, what is that? Not finally, the third one is orientation polarization, and finally the space charge polarization. That is missing here. In fact, that is also required if not mentioned. Explain types of polarization. You have to explain all the 4 types. I have missed the 4th one here. You try to add the 4th also. Ionic, orientational, and what is the other one? This one, electronic polarization. So these 3 plus space charge polarization, that is also required. That is missing. You can write after this line. Determine the Miller indices for a set of parallel planes making intercepts. In order to determine the Miller indices, there are few steps. You have to explain the steps, and using the given values, since XYZ is, it is mentioned that 2A is to be on XY axis but parallel to Z axis. Parallel means that plane never touches the Z axis, therefore it is infinity. Intercept should be taken as infinity. Of course, this problem is discussed earlier in my lecture during online classes also. Explain briefly the Bravais and non-Bravais lattices, privative and non-privative cells. So 8 marks. So it clearly indicates that for each case 2 marks minimum will be awarded. So Bravais lattice to be explained, non-Bravais lattice to be explained along with the diagrams, and then primitive and non-primitive cells also to be explained along with the diagram. In this question number B, derive Bragg's law. You have to derive the expression for the Bragg's law, that is n lambda equal to 2d sin theta, using this diagram. Do not forget to write this diagram. For the diagram we award 1 mark, and for derivation 6 marks. A substance of FCC structure. This is the problem for calculating the magnitude of lattice vector, that is A. basis vector, magnitude of the basis vector or lattice vector. D value is given, HKL are given, so you can easily calculate by substituting the given values. Derive expression for amplitude and phase of the forced vibrations. You have to derive the expression for the amplitude and phase. For forced vibrations, it is for 10 marks. You can derive the expression in the way how we derived in our classes earlier. This is the expression for amplitude. This is for the expression for phase difference. Phase difference between the periodic force and the vibrating body, that is theta. Resonance explanation. First you define it. It is the phenomenon of matching of two frequencies. One is natural frequency of the body and the other one is the frequency of the applied force, periodic force. If they are equal, I mean the frequencies are equal, then there will be the maximum amplitude of vibration, hence it is known as the resonance condition. Some examples have been given: electrical resonance and mechanical resonance. Only then you will get 5 marks. If you simply write the definition, it will be incomplete. And a problem is given on the beam. You have to calculate the bending moment. So as usual, the problem is simple: yig by r. You have to use this equation and solve it. In 8a question, angular velocity, angular acceleration and moment of inertia to be explained in brief. I have given the explanation. You have to use this much of answer for writing in examination if this type of questions are given. Torsional pendulum definition and the derivation for time period is required with the diagram. You have to write the diagram and derive the expression by taking the couple per unit twist and force in terms of the moment of inertia and angular acceleration. You derive the expression for the time period. Solve this problem. You have to calculate the force acting on unit mass of the particle. These many data are available: amplitude of vibration, frequency of force, mass, force constant, damping coefficient, everything is given. But to calculate the force acting on unit mass, that is force per unit mass, small f, and phase difference theta. The equations A and F, these are the two equations. Means the same equation you have simplified to get the expression for F. And theta is calculated using this relation. And here you have to be very careful that while calculating, while substituting the values, your calculator will show 0 degree. That shows 0 degree because here tan inverse of a value close to 0 will be there. Therefore, tan inverse 0 will be taken to be 0. But in fact, tan inverse of minus a very small value will get around 0.00017. Tan inverse of minus 0.00017 is close to 179.99 degree. That is taken as 180 degree. Because of negative sign, although it is very close to 0, you will get the phase difference equal to 180 degree. This was discussed even in the theory class. Explain conditions for producing laser. Here, these are the conditions. In the other model question paper, I was talking about the requisites. Here, the conditions. Metastable state and population inversion are the two conditions. You have to explain them along with this diagram. Explain the different ways of interaction of radiation with matter. Different ways of interaction means induced absorption, spontaneous emission of radiation, and stimulated emission of radiation. So with the diagrams you have to write. No need of using any mathematical equations which I have taken in the case of derivation of energy density, because while deriving the energy density expression, the same three phenomena are discussed, but in terms of the mathematical terms. Here, mathematics is not required, you just explain the phenomena. three different phenomena. What is the difference between stimulated emission of radiation and the spontaneous emission of radiation? That is very important. Core and cladding having the refractive indices 1.55 and 1.5. Calculate the numerical aperture acceptance angle, fractional index difference. So numerical aperture, fractional index difference you have to calculate. And acceptance angle is required. Yeah, that is calculated. Sin theta naught is numerical aperture, therefore theta naught is sine inverse of numerical aperture, that is sine inverse of 0.39. That gives you this answer. And in the question number 10a, we have to explain the modes of propagation and also to define V number. You explain what is the meaning of mode and how to calculate the modes of vibration, that is in terms of this equation. And V is equal to pi d by lambda into numerical aperture, that is the V number. Using this V number, we can calculate N. You have to explain these things. In 10b, explain types of optical fiber. There are three types: single mode step index, multi-mode step index optical fiber, and the graded index optical fiber. For all the three cases, diagrams are very essential. Draw these diagrams, explain how radiation, the laser is propagated through the core, and what are the dimensions of the core and clad, and how refractive index changes with respect to the radius of the core and the clad. Those things to be discussed. So the three types of the optical fibers and the problem for calculating the number of modes. This completes this paper. I have covered almost all important questions in the 2 question papers. Try to concentrate on these answers and prepare well. All the best.